Welcome to this short video on citing a book in APA style. In this video, I'm going to show you how to cite a book in APA style. Since most students go from learning MLA to APA, I'm going to point out a few key differences. For starters, major differences between MLA and APA is really in the details. What I mean is that capitalization, italics, and periods are very different in MLA, or in APA, than they are in MLA. In general, APA doesn't capitalize as much as MLA, and they don't use quotes as frequently. Second, APA refers to the list of resources at the end of your paper as references and not works cited or bibliography. All your sources should be listed alphabetically. And don't forget to indent after the first line. Lastly, it's important to note that this video is just for books. We're not covering articles or websites. Hopefully in the future we'll expand by creating other short videos on how to cite more complicated resources. So here are the basics. Just like in MLA, APA lists the author's last name first. One major difference is that APA only gives the initials of the first name and doesn't actually write out the whole first name. Next, we have the year of publication. If you don't find the date, it's rare for a book, but it can happen. You can add N period D period for no date. If you find multiple dates, I would use the latest edition. Books, like textbooks, will often update information every few years. You always want to cite the date of publication according to the version that you're looking at. Next, we have the title of the work, which is italicized. Notice that the letters T for title and S for subtitle are capitalized. Not all books have colons within the title, so don't think this is special to APA. The colon separates the title from the subtitle. Also note that not all books have subtitles. In fact, more often than not, a book will just have a title and no subtitle, and therefore no colon. Lastly, we have the publication information. First, we have the publication location. In earlier editions of APA, they used to have a well-known city rule. This means that if a book was published in New York City, for example, you wouldn't need to add the state. This isn't true anymore, which means that now you always have to include the abbreviated state after the city. If the city is outside the United States, you will want to include the name of the city followed by a comma and then the name of the country. After the publication, there is a colon followed by the publisher's name, which should be given in the shortest form possible, which means you can eliminate the words publisher, incorporated, or company. In this reference, I include the indent on the second line just as a reminder that yes, you do need to indent a ½ inch after the first line. Here's an example of how a book reference in APA style should look. This book can be found downstairs in our collection. First, we have the author's last name followed by comma J, and then we have the year of publication. Notice that we have the title of the whole book complete with colon and italics. Don't forget that we do not capitalize every first letter of each word in the title. Only the first letter of the first word will be capitalized, in addition to the first letter of the first word followed by the colon. The exception to the capitalization rule is proper names and places. So if Chicago appeared in the title, maybe it was titled The Irresistible Chicago Fairy Tales, Chicago would be capitalized. Lastly, we have the location, which is Princeton, New Jersey, followed by a colon and the name of the publisher. Notice New Jersey is abbreviated to NJ. So here's where you can actually pause and then continue on when you already have the answer. I have this book here. You can try and cite this book, and on the next slide, you will have the answer. Did you get the right answer? You might ask yourself, do I include the illustrator Mary Grand Prix in the citation? The short answer is no, it's not necessary. However, if you think the illustrator is just as important as the author, you could add her name or his name in addition to the first author. This would be relevant if you had a children's book, like Goodnight Moon, for example. Also note that Deathly Hallows is capitalized. This is because Deathly Hallows is an actual, real, fictional, proper name for the 3 magical objects given to death to the Peveril brothers. So a couple of what ifs. What if I can't find the author? Well, be sure you don't have what's called a corporate author, which is a company or organization acting as a singular author. Examples of this would be the CDC or the FDA. If you are positive you do not have an author, you would skip that part and start with the title, and then continue on with the date. For more information on APA, check out these really great resources. First we have Purdue OWL, Citation Fox, and then the APA style website. Also, you can always contact a librarian in the library either at the desk or by phone or email or chat.